Hi, we're here today with Roy Oppenheim. Hi, Roy. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you again, Lisa. How are you?
Great. We're going to be talking about the homeowner bailout workshop that's scheduled for June 2nd.
Yes, and this will be, I've lost count. We've probably done this now a half dozen times, and since we started it in November, it has continued to evolve as the laws continue to change, as the courts continue to develop new policies, and as the economy continues to change. And what we've seen, first of all, with the economy is that the economy clearly in terms of the real estate market was getting worse. And now, in fact, we're seeing some stabilization, so it will change some of the strategies that we're going to look at in terms of assisting people with their bailout options. Modification is still, of course, on the table. Deed in lieu has become a bigger issue now. And, of course, defending the foreclosures continues to be a major option that we look at. The courts are really trying to help move the backlog along by either creating special courts in certain jurisdictions, requiring mandatory mediation, or in the alternative, requiring a good faith effort by the lenders to try and resolve a foreclosure where a homeowner really wants to resolve the homeowner, either through a deed in lieu, a modification, or a short sale. And so we use the foreclosure defense strategy as a holistic approach to dealing with an individual's problems. And then at the end, sometimes we have to also look at final options and what those entail, and they may involve getting bankruptcy counsel involved and moving to a Chapter 7 or 13. But that's at the end of the process, and that sometimes isn't going to happen for maybe a year or 2 years or even longer. But it's a holistic approach, and I think that's what really distinguishes us from other folks who are advertising that they're just doing loan modifications, or if they're just doing short sales, or if they're just doing foreclosure defense. And we're looking at this as a very holistic approach. In fact, the other day someone said that they remind me of the legal equivalent of House on TV, in that I'm really looking at the essence of the problem, not unemotionally necessarily like House, but more importantly trying to get to the core of the problem and resolve that issue, as opposed to just dealing with the symptoms.
Okay.
And so that's what we've been doing.
So who should come to your workshop?
Anyone who needs to figure out what to do with a mortgage, whether it's a first or a second, to figure out whether or not they're eligible for refinancing or a modification, or if they're behind, but they shouldn't be someone who does nothing, because doing nothing is a prescription for disaster.
What's the percentage, would you say, of the people that actually try to defend their foreclosures?
It's a very small percentage. I mean, it's about maybe 5% of the entire population, and there are millions of people that now are going to be in foreclosure in the next 12 months, and so it behooves each of them to do something and not just pretend that they don't have a problem. But what's nice is there's help out there, there are options, and we can actually give them a new lease on life. We can give them hope, and we can then send them in a trajectory that will allow them to enjoy their days and not get stressed.
Okay, just to circle back to what you mentioned earlier about how the courts are going to be focusing on making things a little bit more efficient for the process. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach each have their different plans, and I could go into them now, but we will talk about specifically what those plans are during the seminar.
Okay, great. Thanks, Roy, so much. We'll check back with you at the seminar.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Bye.